2020 has come to a close. It is time to share my top 10 favorite films of 2020. Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Kitchen with another video, and today I'll be showing my top 10 favorite films of the year 2020. Since 2020 is going to be to a close really soon, and yeah, and this year was a really weird year for film because a lot of films I was really excited for the year 2020 has been delayed to 2021 or 2022. So there was not a lot of films that came out 2020, but there are some several ones that came out 2020. So that happened that actually made it to the top 10 favorite films of 2020. So before we go, this is my opinion. Even though like my opinion, that's okay. Yeah, let's get right into it. Before we go to my top 10, I would like to share my honorable mention that did not make the cut to the top 10. The honorable mention are The Way Back, Just Mercy, Sonic the Hedgehog, Birds of Prey, and Wonder Woman 1984. Hamilton is a big thing that came out in the year 2018 or 17, whenever that Broadway hits. But I just love the album before going in. This is one of the Broadway music I always wanted to see on stage in real life in person. But Disney Plus had that option for us to see on Disney Plus, and I loved it. It was so entertaining, so engaging, so much fun. The editing is on point, and it's just the music is just amazing. Of course, by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and the performance all around are amazing to watch, and just give an all. It's just a blast to watch. The choreography is wonderful. The musical numbers is wonderful. It's just so much fun to watch, and it's something that we actually needed in the year 2020 because it was originally going to come out in the theaters in 2021, but thankfully Disney decided, you know what, for all of us, we need this. Let's put this on Disney Plus early on 2020 in July, on the 4th of July when this came out, and I just love it so much. The editing is something I really loved in this film. That was on point. That the continuity is perfect to it because it is important to have continuity done right in this type of musical because it's a musical, and I loved it every second of it, and it's just so much fun, so engaging. The musical number is so much wonderful to hear. Just I'm glad this film came out in 2020 instead of like waiting for 2021, and that's why Hamilton is my number 10. Actually, we needed this film that came out that's 2020, and that's Bill and Ted Face the Music. I loved it. It's so much fun and so good to see Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter again together, and it's just so much fun to watch and so delightful. They're the most kinded idiots, human beings on earth, and I just love watching them. It's something that we actually needed in 2020. This is a film that actually made me smile and kind of relax me because the character is so nice and so well fleshed out, and the adventure that takes on trying to save the world by trying to write the music that they wanted to do from the first film. And honestly, Bill and Ted as a franchise as a whole is a good franchise. Love the first. The second one was okay, but the third one is really good. It's as good as the first film, and it goes back to the time travel route rather than going with the sequel. Did not do that at all. But there's some familiar faces, some central ideas that is very familiar to the first film, but they reinvented a little bit more and added something new to the table, which I very much liked. Bill and Ted Face the Music is one of the delightful films. Just so charming, so much fun, engaging, and just overall entertaining film. Obviously, this film is not perfect nor great, but it's a good film that needs to be an entertaining film. It doesn't have to. It doesn't need to have a perfect script. It just needed a mindless, entertaining film with two of the characters that had to be most likable dudes and idiots dudes who I just enjoy watching on screen together. That you just buy them that they're friends in real life in the movie, and I just love them watching together. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. Yeah, I really loved Bill and Ted Face the Music, and that's why it's my number 9. I think myself is one of the most underrated hidden gems that came out in 2020 that actually I missed out in theaters. By but I'm Blu-ray recently. That is The Gentleman. What a great cast! Matthew McConaughey, Tony Huddam, Hugh Grant. So many great casts. Dan Golding's in this one as well. And I just love the story of this. It's so engaging, so rich. It's just so very different. It's classy, it's fun, and the dialogue is so on point to the fact that I was very entertained the story that this film takes on. And Matthew McConaughey is so cool in this film. Really enjoyed his character in this film, and overall the cast alone is just so much fun. And I love the fact that Hugh Grant was the kind of like this narrator in this film, and why he's in the story for a reason. And I just really enjoy Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. Hoping they can do a sequel. I would love that so much. And I really do enjoy The Gentleman. One of the pleasant surprise of 2020. I was not very interested in seeing the movie when this came out. I decided, let me buy this on Blu-ray, and I really enjoyed it, and I loved it. Actually, the more I think about this movie, the more I love this movie. I really enjoy this one, and a great cast, just a fun film. Picture film about brotherhood that's onward. I love this movie for a lot of reasons because it's very relatable take on the idea of brotherhood, and I do have brothers. That's one of the main reason I really love this movie is because the brother relationship is so much fun and just so beautiful to watch. That the journey that takes on, kind of like a story that is very feel like a D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and I just love that aspect of it. It's just the journey that takes on feel like very much like a Dungeon and Dragon story, which is very cool to see. And I just love the animation and the idea that this story takes place in the fantasy world that's very modernized. That they gone away with the magic stuff. The technology is taking over. And I really like that idea so much. It's just so cool to see. Very creative, very imaginative, and it's a beautiful story about brotherhood and the journey trying to see his dad for the very first time, but something came up because he's half. He doesn't have the body, just the legs, and just so much fun. There's so many charming moments, beautiful moments, some quiet moments that felt necessary in the film, and just overall a very hilarious, charming, fun, entertaining Pixar film that I really enjoyed. It's a film directed by Christopher Nolan that is Tenet. Um, the main reason it's so down low because it's not my favorite Christopher Nolan film, but it's a very unique film that I actually love. Um, the more I think about this movie, the more I love this movie. I really do. I just love the idea, the concept, the story that Christopher Nolan written was very different and unique, and I just love the character, the protagonist by played by John David Washington, and also Walter Patterson is also great. I love the cinematography. The editing is so cool and very unique and different, but at the same time very satisfying because I love me some good editing technique that was used perfectly for this movie, and Tenet is one of them. It's so beautiful to look at, and I just love the sound mix, the sound design, and the acting, the direction is all really great. But my favorite part of this movie is the score by Ludwig Göransson, a breathtaking, exciting, epic score. Just so feels so unique and different, kind of like electronic and like orchestra. Just love the score by Ludwig Göransson. Such an awesome score. And yeah, I really do love this movie. And this is one of those movies in over the years when we have the most rewatch that I'm going to love this movie even more because I rewatched this movie again on 4K and I love it even more than the first time. And I just love it. It's so different and unique and just the action scene is so much fun to watch, so engaging, and overall the character, the story, the dialogue, so engaging overall. I really do enjoy Tenet so much. The fact that it deserves to be my top 10 favorite films of 2020. This is a film I did not expect to love, but I actually did. I really love this movie. Everything about this movie just felt right and necessary and feels so wonderful to watch, so charming and just a very peaceful film as well. Because you've seen Kristen Stewart character lens that seems, you know, loves this girlfriend that she has, but her girlfriend did not open yet to her family. So there's a situation going on in there that troublesome. But at the same time, it's so fun to watch Kristen Stewart character go through to see her lens or her idea that what's happening. And I really love this movie so much. The fact that it is so charming and heartwarming. That you bought the relationship that they have. That Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis character, that you bought the relationship. You're there for them and you're rooting for Kristen Stewart to to continue to fall in love with her. And I just it's over a charming relationship that I just love watching. And one of my favorite parts of this movie is Dan Levy as Kristen Stewart's best friend. Just so much fun, hilarious. He's the highlight of the film. And overall, very charming, very engaging film that full of heart, full of life, and not afraid um, to go to themes of love and relationship that felt human and doesn't feel over exaggerated. It felt natural and real, and you just bought the relationship, and that's why it had full of heart. And I just love that movie so much that it was beautiful to watch. It was a beautiful film with great moments here and there, and I just love the family dynamic that they're all different, that they all have unique personalities, and I love that. And Kristen Stewart was excellent in the film, and that's why Happy Season belonged to number five. Wow, what a film! What a film that actually a perfect timing to drop this on Netflix and the perfect timing where the situation we are in. Um, wow, what an engaging ride, a very invested film, a film that you have to invest in to the character, the dialogue, the story that this film takes in, that takes place, and just wow, what a thrilling, emotional yet powerful, impactful film that is very that's dialogue is so rich, so entertaining to watch, yet it's so fascinating. Yeah, fascinating. So fascinating to hear this group of individuals has his own personalities and has his own perspective, but trying to do the right thing. And Aaron Sorkin has done really incredible job with his screenplay, adding a flavor of everybody has a different perspective, but they all have like one goal understanding that they understand each other, but at the same time they don't understand each other because they all have different personalities. And I love that. Eddie Redmayne did a fantastic job, as well as Mark Rylance. But my favorite actor of this movie is Sacha Baron Cohen, who a different role from him, a very dramatic role, but yet he was hilarious in this movie. A very sort of humor that is a very that put appropriate moments in the movie that felt right and necessary and very natural. And Sacha Baron Cohen shouldn't be nominated for the Oscar as a supporting role or leading role, but he's phenomenal in this movie and really great, well directed film as well by Aaron Sorkin and amazing screenplay as well. So investive, so engaging, and just so rich. The dialogue is so rich and leaves in the end of the movie that leaves you very satisfied. And I love this movie so much. I'm just glad I saw this movie in Netflix, and it's just a phenomenal film, a very impactful, powerful film. Film directed by Lee Ronell, that's The Invisible Man, and wow, what a awesome movie! Oh my gosh! As soon as I watched this movie when I got in theaters, I immediately said this. Yep, this is gonna be my top 10 favorite films of 2020. I just love this movie. The way Lee Ronell brought this product and brought something new to the table that he reinvented this whole Universal Monsters characters and do something new to the table that we haven't seen. It's a film about abusive relationship. On top of that, it's a psychological thriller, and Elizabeth Moss gives one amazing performance from her role in this film. Her expression, her um, the sense of brokenness that she has, the sense of fear that she has brought into the screen is so engaging to watch that you were rooting for her. You're rooting for her that she can be brave and courage, and she's so good to watch. And this film is incredible as a whole. The editing is wonderful. The cinematography is so beautiful to look at. The music is so good. The way they use music in this movie, because it's a sound effects heavy film. Um, it's just so cool and it just sounds so cool. I just love this the way they done that with the sound effect and sound design as well the music, the musical score. That they balanced that really well. It's the main front of the story that this is the Invisible Man. So it's most of the time so silent, but at the same time really effective. And there's not a single jump scares here and there, which I love because it doesn't need to be have jump scares. Because this is the Invisible Man. Because overall this is a very psychological thriller film that involves the character who got out from abusive relationship, and I just love that. Do something new with the Universal Monster we haven't seen in a long time, and I love this movie. I really do. The ending left me very satisfied. I just love the Invisible Man. Number two goes to film another Pixar film directed by Pete Docter that is Soul. What a film! What a film! A beautiful, heartbreaking, yet very inspirational about life, heart, dreams. It's just they have a sense of soul in the movie that an overall theme and message just felt so right for the story, and the animation is so breathtaking to watch. I just love the fact how they cooperate with the sense of realism and surrealism together. I just love the animation, the detail to the pores, the skin, uh, just so wonderful to watch because we watch Pixar grow and just how far they come in technology. You know, from the first Toy Story all the way to Soul, how far they come. And story wise, I just love the theme and the message that this film brought in, and I just love this movie. I did a review on this. I'm not gonna pull on about this because overall I can say this. I love this movie. I actually do. I love this movie. But no film that impactful to me than Clouds. Started by Justin Baldini. Wow, what a film! What a heartbreaking, beautiful film that that this film is not afraid to go to the darkness. That they have a balance between light and darkness, and I just love this movie. It's very inspirational. It's full of hope, full of love, and darkness. I I love this movie. I saw it twice, back to back. Just a very impactful film that's felt natural and real, and just right for the to tell a story about this real life young man named Zach Sobiak who had a cancer, and this is we see him his life goes on, the darkness, the light that he brought, the ups and downs, and it's just an overall great supporter of characters. He loves one his friends. It's just so beautiful to watch. The music is wonderful. The direction is so wonderful, and just overall the acting between as an Iceman, Sabrina Carpenter, especially with Finn Argus, who played the main character of the film, the heart and soul of the film, the journey he takes on. It's just so heartbreaking to watch because you've seen this young man gone through some bad things in life, something that's very dark for him to gone through that he knows that he's not gonna live that long, and it's a beautiful story full of hope, full of love, and just not afraid to go to the darkness. And that's what I love about this movie, that they're not afraid to go to the darkness that feel necessary for the story to tell this particular film. I just love his relationship between Sax and his teacher, Mr. Weaver, I believe, played by Little Whale Howie. Just a beautiful friendship there. I just love him. It's very inspirational. This film gives full of hope and inspiration that do not give up. Do not give up what you are wanting to become, a dream that you have. Zach wanted to be a songwriter. He wrote a song because he felt like to, because he loved being a musician and he loved bringing that joy to life. And it's a beautiful film that brought me into tears for real. Just I was invested in the character. I was invested in the story that takes on. And there I said is Clouds, in my opinion, is better than Falls in the Stars. I do love Falls in the Stars, but I actually prefer Clouds even more because it's very realistic in a way. It felt real and raw and natural. There you have it, guys. This is my top 10 favorite films of the year 2020. This is my opinion. If you don't like my top 10, that's okay. Comment below what's your top 10 favorite films of 2020. I'm really curious to know what is your favorite top 10 films of 2020. And let's hope 2021 will be a good year. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and have a great day. Take care.